Hello and welcome to Spotlight on right here on S24 Television, where we sit with the people shaping culture, enterprise, influence, lifestyle, and society. Today, the spotlight is on money, but not the loud kind, not money as noise, pressure, or status, but money as trust, discipline, values, and legacy. Our guest is one of the names shaping Nigeria's ethical finance space, a strategist, business leader, and pioneer of halal and values-based wealth management. He has worked across pensions, asset management, business development, digital transformation, and sustainability, and is now leading BAS Financial Services, a SEC licensed Sharia compliant assets and portfolio management firm focused on ethical and halal financial advisory. He is widely recognized as one of the pioneers of halal and ethical finance in Nigeria, including becoming the first professional to lead a halal ethical-based pension fund under Nigeria's contributed pension scheme. And our guest today is Mr. Zakari Ahmadu. Such a beautiful portfolio.
Thank you very much for having me.
Good to have you in the studio today.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. Let's begin quickly. Away from the boardroom, who is Ahmadu Zakari when the titles are removed?
When the titles are removed, Zakari
Yes.
Ahmadu is a trained teacher from ABU Zaria.
Awesome.
Zakari Ahmadu is a brother of many siblings, a husband, a son, a nephew, and a person that is trying to bring people out of conventional finance and into ethical finance that aligns with their beliefs. So basically, that is who Zakari Ahmadu is.
Awesome. So people see the MD, the CEO, the finance expert, the strategist, So what part of your journey do you think people really see?
They don't see the teacher aspect. Nobody believes I was a teacher. Nobody believes I was trained as a teacher and
Of course, I
trained.
can't believe either.
So I was trained as a teacher and I was trained as a farmer. So from the classroom and the farm, I've now transitioned into the boardroom. So it's been a journey. It's been an excellent journey. And I can tell you that my experience in the class teaching children was one of the most rewarding times that I had in my entire career.
So where do you teach? Is it at ABU or?
Okay, so I taught in a primary school, nursery and primary school here in Abuja, Sanusi Dantata Memorial School. So at the pioneer teachers, it was faith-leaning, not faith-based, faith-leaning. And we started the school with nursery 1, primary 1. So we moved the students from primary 1 up to primary 4. Then I left and joined finance because I've always been interested in finance, investment, retirement planning, all those things. So I made a deliberate move to leave my training behind and jump into something completely new.
So how did you get here? How did you get into finance? Was there a defining moment for you that led you into this?
Well, defining moment, I can't say, but I can tell you that I always liked watching movies with my parents, especially my mom. So there was a film that we watched, Wall Street, with I think Michael Douglas, Charlie Sheen. So I was taken by the professionalism. They were wearing suits, making phone calls, speaking language that I couldn't understand as a kid, but it grabbed me since then. So I don't really know why it continued, but it continued, and I was interested in learning how the world really works.
Yes.
Because that's what we don't know as civilians. We are not if we are not finance people, you don't know that finance actually makes the world go round. Finance is what makes you able to use a toothpick or a toothbrush. Somebody somewhere gave in money, and that money was used by an enterprise to ship goods to come to your port in Lagos, and then somebody else used money to transport it here, sell it to you at 50 naira and make 5 naira profit. So money makes the world go round. That is what intrigues me the most, and that is what led me to really deepen my hold in finance.
So from what you've said now, you mentioned that okay, you watch movie and you like, the aesthetic aspect. So I know, this aesthetic aspect is actually not enough to get you there. So would you say that your journey through this aspect was actually planned or it's just predestined?
It was planned. It was planned because I was very lucky. Again, when I met my wife, she asked me, we did a SWOT analysis of myself personally. What do you want to be in 20 years? So we had a short-term plan, medium-term plan, and then a long-term plan. So you have to sit down with yourself and identify what do I actually want to be in life. So my goal was, I told her I want to be in finance. Okay, how do we get you to finance? So it was step by step. Okay, you've done this as undergraduate. What else do you need? You need a postgraduate. You need to actually know what finance is talking about. So I had to learn, go to school, learn what finance was talking about. Got my MBA, started marketing, looked for an organization in the finance space, and then applied, kept applying, kept applying until I got it, passed the interview. I was shipped to my first posting was during Boko Haram. I was shipped to Northeast. The first day I landed in Gombe, 2 bomb blasts occurred. Yes, I was checking into my room, bomb blast. The next day, I reported to the office, bomb blast. My zonal manager then said, Al Africans, to leave them alone. They are not looking for us. It's politicians they're looking for. That day, I was scared out of my mind.
Of course.
But we stood there, we sat in the office. We were working until 9 p.m. So I was very lucky again. When I entered the finance space, I had bosses that were professional, that were really passionate about what they were doing. So I had mentors, very lucky to get mentors, and I put my head down and I learned. So that's another thing. You plan it, say what you want, create the steps, follow the steps. If you are lucky, identify mentors and just hold their legs. Even if they're kicking you away, hold their legs and learn.
From what you've discussed now, I have so many questions
All right.
regarding that.
All right.
So you mentioned the Boko Haram, the bomb blast. People don't see these obstacles that you've went through for you to have come this far. But you also mentioned luck. So how do you combine preparation and luck?
You create your own luck. Yes, we pray to God to enable us to do everything we do because we don't know it's by our power. We know it's not by our power, but you create the luck. Like I said, you identify what you want to do. You sit down, identify, excuse me, what companies are in those spaces. You research what companies align with your own personal goals. I like this company. I like their color. I've seen this MD speak. I like the culture of this company. Then you start chasing that company.
No, let's go personal. You've talked about how your wife has been an important aspect of your journey.
Yeah.
Can we peep into that aspect a bit?
All right. So I met her when I was just graduating ABU. And again, even the choice of a life partner,
Yes.
you just have to be smart about it. You have to know this is my journey, first of all. I knew this is what I wanted to be. So I knew the person I wanted to go on the journey with. Do I want somebody that is outward looking, professional, looking for growth, or do I want somebody that is more comfortable being a housewife? Do I want somebody that wants to get a PhD in life? My wife's goal in life was to be a president of Nigeria. I'm very serious, and still her goal. So I knew her goals were higher than mine. Were higher than mine in the first place. So I said, okay, it's like this girl, she knows what she's doing. I presented I was lucky to win her heart. So immediately I got that, I was able to now sit down. We had similar life goals. So the conversation was easier. And in fact, there are some times that I don't want to do things because she knows what she wants and she knows I can also do it. She sees the potential and then she pushes you. The same time, when she also has issues, I see the potential. She has already told me what she wants to do. As a northerner, we have those issues with supporting our women, allowing them be in the spotlight. It takes strength, it takes courage, it takes love and support to push them. So we need to also push our wives. When she is also at her ebb, I also tell her, no, this is the plan. Oh. This is where we say we're going to. We have a timeline. So stand up and let's go.
So on a more personal note,
Yeah.
do you
Another
think
personal note, that was very
do you
personal.
think
Yes.
do you think you would have gotten to this level if you had not met your partner? Or let me say the right partner.
I would have gotten here, but it would have taken me longer. Because I believed in what I was doing, and I think I would have followed through. But it would have been much more difficult. It would have been much longer. I wouldn't be here right now. I would still be at a stage that I've already surpassed right now. Yes. So she was very helpful. She made it faster. She made it more strategic. But I think I would have come here.
So when did you realize you're actually building a career?
When after a few years in teaching, I really liked teaching, not because of the work itself, but because of interacting with children. There's nothing as good or as fulfilling as seeing a child understand a new concept. That light in their eyes was the reward for me. But then 2012 happened, the Occupy Nigeria protest happened, subsidy was removed. I now understood that my salary as a teacher could not
It's sustainable.
sustain both of us. So what I had to do, I took the portion I used for transportation and gave it to her. Her office was farther away. My office was not too far, and there was a shortcut through one ditch. So it's guys now. I'll walk, I'll trek 45 minutes, I'm in school. She gets to do her own thing. So when that happened, I had to sit back and realize, okay, you are getting fulfillment from teaching kids. But guy, this thing will not take you anywhere. You need to re-strategize. So we now had to change industries completely.
What's the difference between looking wealthy and actually being financially stable?
Looking wealthy is, I have a big car, I have a big agbada, but I live in a one-room apartment. Being wealthy is, I drive a Toyota Corolla like an Uber guy, but I have 3 houses, 5 shops, and I'm wearing my short knicker and my t-shirt, and I don't know what my net worth is. So looking wealthy looks good, especially in Abuja, but being wealthy is a quiet, slow, grinding, painful process that you just have to put your head down and do it. Yes,
Like you have done.
I'm trying.
So we're gradually moving away from your personal story.
Yeah.
We are moving to where we'll, get some cheats from you in order for people like us that want to, become like you. So what's that personal habit that separates people who are actually making money and people who are just, chasing penny?
Okay, so I worked in pensions, like you mentioned, for almost 10 years. It was an eye-opener. I had customers that finished 35 years of service, and at the end of their service, they only had 8 million, 10 million naira to retire with, 2014, 2015. And if you look at that amount, it wasn't enough for them to do anything with their lives, proper retirement, and they don't have to work. We pay people pensions, and after 6 months, they will come back looking for more. So that was really an eye-opener. It made me realize that, because that was the part of financial planning and retirement planning that we give. So we had to be trained as staff. This is what people need to do for financial intelligence, financial knowledge, how to live their life before they retire. So going through that training as a pension and retirement planner really helped. It allows you to know that at retirement, you are going to receive, let's say, a 50 million naira at retirement, lump sum payment. It is then that we saw people trying to go into fish farming, poultry, raising whatever it is.
Do you think they should have started a long time?
They have to have started a long time ago. It's not that I think, I've seen it several times. If you don't start 10 years before, understand the business, fail while you still have a salary, you cannot risk everything in one go in a business you are not used to. You are a salary earner. Your profession is go to work, do your task, get paid. You are not a business person. Business, I've come to realize, is a completely different animal. You must understand it. You must fail. You must know how to fail. You must know how to bounce back. And you must know what the ecosystem around you is and what you can key into, like financing, for example. If you're a business person, you know that you don't go into business with 100% of your money. You're concentrating the risk too much. So get partners, bring in funds, and then create governance structure. So all these things you will not learn sitting in the office, but you must learn it while you are in the office now. Don't wait until you are 60 to say, no, my friend told me if you do fish, if you sell this fish, 5,000 naira, you buy 500, you sell it 5,000. It might work, but 90% of the time it doesn't work.
So are you saying that, because this actually make me very calm, so many people are in these shoes, are you saying that the reason why so many people are the way they are now is not because they do not get the opportunity, or it's not because of the nature of our country, the economy, it is some irresponsible action?
You will not call it irresponsible. It's the lack of knowledge. It's the lack of knowledge. So financial knowledge is the biggest wealth you can have. Knowing what to do with money, not just knowing how to make money, but knowing what to do with the 5 naira that you receive every day. Knowing that I need to plan my life and have a steady income I can plan with. Knowing that, okay, if this is a business, I need an accountant. In fact, if this is a business, I need to have 2 separate accounts, one for my business, one not for my business. I need CAC. I need somebody, an accountant, that's going to be tracking money. Because a lot of people in business, they think, I invested 10,000, I made 20,000, I've made profit. They don't know that there is their own cost as salary, the fuel they use for generator, the fuel they use to go and pick the things up from Jabi Park and come back. So all these extra costs, they don't consider it, and they think they're making money. At the end of the day, they will come and be crying, I'm making so much money from this thing, but I'm not seeing it. While, because of the lack of financial knowledge that tells you have to split everything into compartments, you have to hire people that are experts in these different fields to run the business, you will not be able to get anywhere. And that is the major problem we are finding with SMEs now. They are not ready formally to come to us as a BAS Financial Services. Now we give finance to people.
Is that free?
It's not free.
Exactly.
It's
I
going to
think
come
that
at a cost. So if you are ready, why is a Dangote going to the stock market to list his refinery? He has already built it. One, how did he build it? Did he use his money? No, he didn't use
of
his
course
money.
not.
Exactly. So he understands the ecosystem. He understands people he needs to bring in. Bring your funds. Is he a builder? No. He knows the companies that are going to do the actual building. He brought them in. Is he the CEO? No. He brought in somebody to be a CEO. And then after everything is there, after he's exporting and he's making serious profit, he says, let's list it. Why is he listing it? Because it's another avenue to generate more
Wow.
capital that he can expand
The
his
business.
business. It's already big, but he's still using the infrastructure to scale. Now they're opening, or they're going to establish another refinery in the Horn of Africa that's going to serve Asia completely. So he's going to double his capacity, not just in Nigeria, but in another African country. So these are the tricks that these men had to learn. They didn't come up with it. They are traders. They had to learn it the hard way. And this is what I personally would advise people: learn personal finance.
We get that. Let's move away from.
All right.
Let's go to halal financing. You know,
Okay.
when people hear halal finance, they just think it's for Muslims alone. So, help us simplify it. What does ethical finance actually mean?
Okay, so ethical finance means you are entering into transactions, or yes, you're entering into transactions that are ethical. You don't cheat anybody, you don't harm the environment, you don't cause any negative output. Ethical. Halal finance is similar to ethical, but they are not the same thing. Halal finance means it's Sharia compliant. It is backed by Islamic principles of you don't take interest. I don't give you 10 naira and I'll tell you give me 12 naira tomorrow. Just for giving you the money, I'll charge you something on top. It's not allowed. It's not allowed to produce anything that's going to harm the environment. Weaponry, adult entertainment is not allowed. It's not allowed to do things in alcohol, pork. So all those industries that are considered harmful and do not align with the ethics of Islam, you cannot do it, right?
So
That's one.
should Christians be
So it's for
involved?
everybody
Should they care about halal finance?
because it has less risk. It has every transaction is backed by an asset. When you go to a commercial institution, and enter into a transaction, sometimes transactions can go bad, and then everybody loses money, right? For Islamic finance, the layers of de-risking are so much that it is much less likely that you're going to lose your funds. Even if you lose your funds, there are assets that back it, and everybody will share. For example, why everybody should like Islamic
Halal
finance.
finance.
If you are an investor, you have 500,000 and you don't want to spend it, it's for children's school fees, right? You say, okay, let me put it in a bank. You put it in a bank will give you 3%, 4% interest rate. Now, you do a mudaraba investment with either an Islamic bank or an asset management company, will give you first a higher targeted rate, let's say a 10% per annum. If BAS Financial Services or any Islamic institution does more than the 10%. If it's conventional, you don't know about it. It belongs to the company. But if it's halal, they will come to you and tell you, okay, we said we'll give you 10%, but we've made 15.
Yeah.
This is the surplus.
Wow.
Yes.
So what kind of institution are you actually trying to build with BAS institution?
So we're trying to build something that's sustainable, something that is fair, something that allows people to enter transactions that at the end of the day will give them more value than if they went to only conventional finance. And I know a lot of people, you'll be surprised when we started the halal pensions, a lot of people from ECWA, from Catholic dioceses that refuse to open pension accounts because even in Christianity, usury is not allowed. So they are very strict in that. It is a personal ethical thing. So it was when we opened the Pension Fund 6 that a lot of people from ECWA and from Catholic dioceses, from Port Harcourt, from Enugu, they're opening pension accounts. So right now, if you go to a Jais Bank, for instance, the number of customers they have are skewed. They are not all Muslims. If you walk into any Islamic bank, the staff you see there, they are not all Muslims. So it's about creating value. And everybody is allowed to key into halal finance. It's not just for Muslims.
Let's go for the last question before moving to our last segment of the program.
Okay.
When the story of your career is told years from now, what do you want the headline to be?
So the final goal is to have created impact in a positive way that will pull a lot of Nigerians out of poverty and out of this seeming hopelessness. So that is just the impact. Help the country, help my people to elevate their livelihoods.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Zachary. So now to the last segment of our program. We've had a lot of serious conversation, finance, partner, and all of that. So we get to the part where you just pick one question. It's like a game.
Okay.
You pick one question, no long talk, no long explanation. You're allowed to just pick one word. So money or meaning?
Meaning.
Okay.
Why?
Wealth or status?
Wealth.
Discipline or opportunity?
Discipline. Every day.
Of course. Faith or finance?
Faith.
Are they separate or connected?
It can be connected.
Saving or investing?
Investing. 1,000,000% investing.
Risk or caution?
Risk.
Suits or traditional wear?
Suits.
Book, podcast, or boredom conversation?
Book.
One money mistake Nigerian must stop making?
Stop investing in Ponzi schemes. Any investment you want to do, go to the SEC website and see if that investment is certified and approved by.
Yeah, so finish this line. True wealth is?
True wealth is sustainable, is ethical, and is Sharia compliant.
Thank you so much, Mr. Zachary Ahmadu. Thank you for joining us on Spotlight. Today's conversation reminds us that wealth is not just what people see, it is what is built quietly, what is managed wisely, and what is earned with discipline, what is guided by values, and what leaves impact behind. So, this has been Spotlight on S24 Television. My name is Zainab Ibrahim. Please do join us next time.